First off, everyone needs to listen to your podcast. I think you guys are probably my most favorite industry podcast out there because you guys really teach actors how to actually be entrepreneurs, how to actually market themselves. So I also do feel like every actor should think of themselves as a business person.
Okay, we are here. We are here and we are queer and we are full of no fear. It's just me. It's just me today. And I've been putting off recording this, and I was just thinking about why. Why was I putting off recording this? Well, first of all, let me say what the episode's about. So today we're going to be exploring essentially the idea of control versus letting go. In a general sense, honestly. You know, how we balance control with surrender in our creative careers, our workflow, and our art itself. So that's the tiny topic. And so when I was thinking about why I was sort of putting it off recording it, I think in some part, like, I prefer to record with Mike because I like the conversation. You know, I like the difference of thought. So I like that. And I think that's one reason why it kind of feels like, I don't know, my one-sided vantage point here. But I also, this topic, which is why I'm recording it, what I'm about to say. This topic is, I don't know, I don't want to say tricky for me. But I'm definitely someone who controls. Let's just get that out of the way. I like to control. And the truth is that it's a survival tactic. A way to feel safe, a way to make sure that things go the way that I want them to go, and who doesn't want that? But, you know, for those of you avid listeners out there, we've been having a lot of existential macro conversations about what was, what is to be, for ourselves, the industry, DDBDB. And this is kind of part of, excuse me, part of the conversation. Meaning, what if control, or too much control, is actually holding us back, or me back, or whatever? And so while this typically would be recorded with the two of us, I think that we sort of laid it at my feet because I am someone who has a natural inclination to want to control. Plus, Mike's in rehearsals, and we've got enough shit on our plates. No, but we sort of looked at it as an opportunity for me to also reflect, given what this means to me. So what is control? What is control? Control can mean a lot of things, but in this instance, it ultimately refers to creating a sense of security, stability, and assurance, right? And I would argue that the value of control as part of our creative careers shows itself in the form of discipline, or planning, or even just simply getting shit done. That shows some semblance of control. Okay, so then what is this idea of letting go? Well, letting go, obviously, there's a surrendering in letting go. Subsequently, underneath that is a trusting and a willingness to stay open to the unknown. And one could undoubtedly assume that there's value in surrendering, letting go of our careers, because it would give us space to listen to intuition, and subsequently might allow us to stay more spontaneous and adaptable. Now, I have to say that if I go back to the beginning of my sort of just awareness of what does it mean to be an artist professionally, like what does that even mean, and what does it take? I think the reason why I revolted so much against the idea of just like letting the world and the industry take me where it so chooses is because that felt like complete bullshit. I mean, I get it in like a general sense when it comes to like discovering my garden, this lovely blossoming friendship, or who the hell knows. But then when it comes to, okay, now I need my creative work to pay my bills, right? Well, that's a different. What am I just going to be like? Ooh, look at me! I'm floating in the cloud, and I'm able to pay my bills. I mean, maybe, but unlikely. And so, this is really for me where this idea of letting go bumps up against the idea of control. But at the same time, they're both in conflict and of value to one another. Meaning, I think we need both. I think we need control and we need a sense of surrender. Let's talk a little bit more about where control specifically can help. So, right away, setting goals. I mean, this is one that we've been talking about, Mike and I. Setting goals. It helps you set goals when you're in control, because you can say, I'm trying to achieve this, and why does a goal matter? Well, it's like, well, what are you doing? Am I waking up today to be a barrister in London? Am I waking up today to go work for Tesla? LOL. Or am I waking up today to be a poet? I don't know, but like that's a good example. I set a goal for, what is my energy and persona for today, so to speak. And what you probably could hear me already kind of getting at, and I do think this is one way that I've always viewed this idea of control in relation to the work that we do, is an inevitable need for flexibility, to not hold on too tightly, essentially. But if you set goals, the other thing that control subsequently help with is deadlines. Well, I want to achieve this by when? And why is that helpful? Well, because that tells you what you would essentially need to do in the short term. I mean, that's the whole conceit of so much of what we do. Well, I want to buy a boat, and I want to buy a boat in 4 years. I'd like to have a boat by 4-year mark. Okay. Then, well, what does it take to buy the boat? Oh, okay. Well, it's going to take me getting X, Y, Z done. I mean, my point being is it's very basic. Of like, well, I got to know what I'm doing. I want to be a healthy person. I want my teeth to be healthier. Brush your teeth, flush your... Okay, so anyway, you get what I'm saying. Control helps us to think of these things from the idea of goal setting and then setting deadlines and identifying the work. It also helps us manage all the stuff we have to do, right? So this could be creative projects. It helps you control, the idea of control and staying on top of and creating a sense of structure, and allows you to manage the projects. It allows you to ensure quality subsequently. It allows you to keep your standards high. I'm a big believer in standards. I was just talking with an artist yesterday. I don't think he might be saying this actually. It's Rafael Papo, who we had on as a rising guest not too long ago. You should listen to it. Olivier nominated this year. This won't be well past the Oliviers by the time this comes out, but he's going to perform next week. And we were talking about his own standards and how sometimes he is a little self-conscious about his own standards. He doesn't want, I don't know, to essentially rub people the wrong way, but at the same time, he's doing some incredible things. He's 25 years old and just making incredible art and listening to himself. And I actually, even as I talk about him, I'm thinking about him versus control versus letting go, because I think he's I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Perfect. I'm doing a solo episode is when I'm going to get sneezy. He's a great example of an artist, though, who lets go. I really do, believe that. He talks about it. He doesn't want to grip too hard. He sort of lets there to be a natural flow and breath to his work, and things are developing naturally. I mean, again, to this idea of balance, why he was even coming up, as I would argue, is a sense of control in his creative work, meaning he's not going to let anybody just come and collaborate with him or be part of his process. And so there's a level of control that allows the keeping of the standards high. But we were also talking about him because he handles a lot of his own negotiations. And I do think that control allows you to advocate for yourself, to navigate the industry strategically. Excuse me. Sorry. And I'm really big on this because this industry, for any artist, is really painful, right? And if we just went with the wind, who knows where we'd end up? And the truth is that the industry doesn't want us. And I'll give you an example of control that felt quite good the other day. So I can't remember if I told this story already, so apologies if I've already said this on here. But a casting person reached out directly to me, bypassing my reps not too long ago because they had something they were working on and they needed. It was literally a co-star. Who cares, right? But I needed the cash, and I was like, sure, yeah, whatever. And then I liked that they were kind of reaching out to me directly because I don't mind those one-on-one, one-to-one connections with casting. And I went through the rigmarole of getting the stuff together. They said, great. And then I didn't hear from them. And this was going to shoot like the next day. Okay, well, then a couple of days go by, then they text me. This was through email. Then they text me, hey, it's now going to shoot tomorrow. Are you still available? Yes. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, I had to move something, but I can make myself available. Okay, well, you'd be reporting around 8 a.m. Can you get this on tape? Yes, I can. I moved mountains to do it. And I sent it back. And I never heard anything back. Are you kidding me? Let me get to the point I'm trying to make. I said to this person, never bring me in for a project again. Never. I was honest. You should have given me an update, a simple update. I don't care. It's not and for those of you who are listening, like, well, that's just how it goes. No, that's not how it goes. Meaning, I'm over it. And I'm bringing this up as a point of control because that was my way of control. I don't need to. So okay, cut me out of the projects you do. There are many more. Anyway, I'm on the path. We should all be on the pathway to making our own work anyway. Fuck that. And that was a way of putting up a boundary that I'm quite proud of. Who knows? Maybe in 18 months I'll be working on something and I'll really want to get in for it. But who cares? Then I'll just go to the creative. Okay. Then maybe I'll go to the creative and I'll say, but I won't deal with that. I won't deal with the casting office. No, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's an example where in terms of advocating for yourself, that kind of control to let people know that, well, that's not how we're going to handle our collaboration. You can go do that to somebody else, but you're not going to do it to me. You're going to bypass my reps, reach out to me directly twice in a matter of days, have me put stuff on tape and not even have the courtesy to tell me that it's not actually going to go my way. Please. But let's talk about where control can hurt.
Hey, you guys, Mike here. I know, jump scare. That was a segment from our latest episode of Creative Risk. And this episode the full episode exclusively lives on our Patreon. So if you enjoyed what you've heard so far and you want to dive deeper, consider joining the Patreon community of Creative Risk. We offer 3 membership tiers starting at just $5. As a member, you'll get access to ad-free episodes, weekly motivational content, bonus full-length episodes, and much more, including a book club. Come on. But it's more than just content. Really, you'll be a part of a community that's dedicated to accountability and support, helping you stay motivated and inspired. So just head over to our Patreon, Creative Risk Podcast, patreon.com/Creative Risk Podcast. It's in the episode description as well. And sign up today, you guys. Hope to see you in our community.